A Nightbeat starts right now.
She was just so smart, so intelligent. She wanted to be a veterinarian since she was in preschool.
Nearly 3 months later, and we are continuing to learn more about the victims killed inside Robb Elementary.
The night team's Lee Waldman sat down with Annabelle Rodriguez's family.
They say the 10-year-old had the biggest heart, caring for everyone she met.
Their family home still filled with laughter and love.
She would always do a lot of TikToks with her sisters. She loved dancing. Yeah, she loved dancing.
Yell out, honey, around, you know them slums gon' come.
Annabelle Rodriguez's face, smiling around them, forever 10 years old.
Annabelle's favorite color was baby blue. She loved looking at the sky.
Monica Gallegos, Annabelle's mom, let us into their home. She sat next to Annabelle's twin sister, Angeli, and her uncle, Jerry.
She was crying.
She was all into animals. She wanted to be a vet.
It still makes Monica smile, thinking about the day she found out she was pregnant with twin girls.
Their dad named baby A, which was Annabelle, and then I named Angeli.
Annabelle used to help Angeli with her homework. They played games together. Annabelle always had her back. Monica says Angeli has been dreaming about her twin.
It was Belle that came in and she told me, Angeli, wake up. I'm here. I'm home already. And I asked her, well, how do you feel? And she just she's empty too, you know?
Annabelle's older sister, Anastasia, didn't want to show her face, but she says she's angry about how Annabelle and her cousin, Jackie Casares, were killed.
Because they didn't do anything like that.
Lydia Sanchez, Annabelle's stepsister, feels the same. She knows when her two sons grow up, they'll only know their Aunt Belle through stories.
He gets older, I'll tell him how much she was so excited about him and so happy. And when she got the news, how she broke down, and I'll tell my kids everything about her.
Annabelle is buried next to Xavier Lopez. Monica tells me the two were inseparable. Just a few days into the school year, Annabelle was just so excited because Xavier asked her to be his girlfriend. They texted each other every night saying, I love you. Back to you.
Thank you, Lee. Well, support for the grieving community of Uvalde continues to pour in, this time coming from states away. An Arizona-based organization is working to plant 21 live oak trees in Uvalde Cemetery to honor the victims from the shooting. The growers drove these live oak trees down to Uvalde all the way from Arizona. The general manager says the trees represent strength and longevity. They're long-lasting trees. They're currently about 5 years old and can live beyond 100 years if well taken care of.
Well, what a great change of pace in our weather today. Some got some rain and most of us got relatively cooler temperatures than we've been dealing with. Yesterday we were at 102 and today we didn't even get out of the 80s. Nice view there of downtown San Antonio, and as you take a look at your screen here, you can see that low pressure system which originated in the Gulf continuing to bring rainfall for deep South Texas and even parts of the viewing area. Coming up, I'm going to show you an in-depth look at the radar and that band there of tropical rain. We're also going to talk about how much rain some areas saw today. Tomorrow, as you're getting the kids ready for the bus stop tomorrow, dropping them off, there are going to be some scattered downpours. So the morning commute will be messy in spots. In the afternoon, temperatures are actually going to be at 92 for the afternoon high temperature, not 99 there. Got a little too excited with the temperature gauge. I'll be taking a closer look at that radar and the rainfall coming up in a bit. Courtney.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, despite the recent rainfall, we want to remind you SAW Stage 2 water restrictions are still in place. And according to their director of conservation, they're now issuing citations instead of just warnings. So here's what you need to know. Watering days stay the same for Stage 2, but the hours are reduced. You can only water between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. on your designated day. Your designated day is determined by the last digit of your address. It breaks down the way you see on your screen right now. Anyone caught not following the rules can be fined $150, and that's just for first-time offenders.
Castle Hills police need your help finding a suspect accused of crashing an SUV early this morning. They are looking for 55-year-old Robert Barnes, seen there. Police also say he is wanted on a DWI warrant in Bexar County. That crash happened on West Avenue near Mimosa Drive. Police say Barnes allegedly lost control and collided with the stone wall, causing the vehicle to flip on its side before coming to a stop. Barnes then ran off. Police were able to identify him through his active warrant. Anyone with information is asked to call Castle Hills Police. Their number 210-342-2341.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to identify a driver who died after his vehicle crashed into a pole today. The crash happened on Highway 90 near 36th Street in South General McMullen. San Antonio police say the driver lost control before crashing into an overhead sign. He died from injuries at the scene. No other vehicles were involved. Police say speed was likely a factor in the crash.
2 men facing burglary charges in connection with multiple storage units broken into on the west side. That crime happened around 7 a.m. this morning at a storage facility on Southwest Loop 410 near the Highway 90 and Loop 410 exchange. When police arrived on the scene, the 2 suspects took off running. However, police were able to quickly catch up with them. Police say at least 15 storage units were broken into. They did not say, however, what was taken.
Well, finally, a consumer confidence report carrying some good news. A new report from the University of Michigan found people are starting to feel more optimistic about the economy.
It came as a surprise to experts, though, considering the previous report found confidence was at an all-time low. The Night Team's Camila Juarez found out how San Antonians are feeling and spoke to an expert about controlling finances in this shifting economy.
I'm cautiously optimistic that things will lower and kind of settle down.
Donna Bishop's thoughts on the economy are similar to people surveyed in Michigan University's Consumer Index report. It's a survey asking consumers like you and me about the state of the economy. Last month, the index hit an all-time low, meaning most people were worried about spending and saving money. This month, it rose. Experts say the reason is lower gas prices.
Gas has been coming down, luckily, so I feel like this is my hope that things will just kind of go back to normal. I know a lot, with supply chain and COVID and everything has kind of driven prices up.
Inflation, rising energy costs, and a looming recession has more people thinking about their everyday purchases and less about savings.
It's really difficult as a young person when you know that you can't build any economic power in this situation, and so I feel like I kind of forego some of the trying to build up savings because it's so meager.
Instead, Victory Capital President Nikhil Sudin says if you start thinking about your finances long term, the economy may impact you less.
Day-to-day fluctuations in the economy do affect us, but in a very small way. We're much more impacted by what happens over 3, 5, 10 years.
With a stable income, prioritizing expenses you need, and taking advantage of savings where you can meet your financial goals in a shifting economy.
Whether the economy is in recession or not should matter a little bit less because you have more control over your personal finances.
And once you have cushioned savings, he says you can begin investing in mutual funds, bonds, stocks, so your money can make more money. Overall, Student says once you realize your financial goals, then you can begin educating yourself on where to put that money and how to make it grow. Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Camelia. Well, this morning, as part of our Leading SA segment, we discussed the digital divide with Executive Director of SA Digital Connects. She talked about the importance of minimizing the divide and programs available right now to help people get faster internet and better technology. To watch the full interview, along with any of our past interviews, head to KSAT.com.
Still ahead of the Nightbeat. When looking for a home, you want great features like an open floor plan, jacuzzi tub, and how about a cave? Well, how these homeowners turned this cave into a new selling point. Plus, more information now coming out about the FBI search of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Hear about a document signed by Trump's lawyer months before that search.
And his entire life centered around toys, not making them, but providing them. Hear from this local toy exhibitor about why he's doing this job for 30 years.
Welcome back. He's a man who's been fulfilling comic book and toy collector wishes for decades, 3 decades to be exact.
Yeah, Dale Ekman sees these decades of work as a way to give back to his community. KSAT 12 editors Alex Trevino and Tim Stewart are among the many longtime patrons, and they give us a look inside the latest toy show.
This is the 30th anniversary show.
My name is Dale Ekman. Actually, I'm the show promoter. It's a toy show. It's not a con where you get autographs and guests. When I started back in 1992, we were in Live Oak, in what that time was the Live Oak Civic Center. First show, and it was funny because we got more dealers than we had customers, and it was a free show. We kept growing. Right now, we run the show 4 times a year. I've got an average of anywhere between 12 to 1,500 people, and it's only a one-day show. So that's where we're at after 30 years. This show has always been for the collectors.
My name is Cody Farmer. Just toy hunting today. We actually drove in from Houston. We've been coming to this convention for about 2 years now.
We got people that have come back every year because they're looking for specific things.
We got Big Chap from the Alien movie.
People collect because they like stuff. So I try to supply what they want. I've always supported Wounded Warriors Family Support Center. I'm a retired vet, but it's close to my heart. I've worked with those guys down there, and I've actually helped them at the center. I like people. I never was really into worrying about the profit margin. I was more interested in doing the show and talking to see people. I enjoy what I do. So, yeah, we got more years.
Well, a Northside park got an unexpected visitor, a 50-pound African spurred tortoise. Officials with Animal Care Services say the tortoise, Walter O'Hare, was found by a Good Samaritan who they were out on a stroll near Phil Hardberger Park. ACS says these kinds of tortoises are not native to San Antonio, so they believe it may be someone's pet that wandered off or was set loose. Walter now resides at the Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation in Candelia, northwest of the Canyon Lake area. He's a big one.
He is. On your screen right now, some rain video from earlier today. Several parts of South Texas getting a much needed drink this weekend over the past couple days thanks to that low pressure system coming in off of the Gulf. Most of the rain in San Antonio has wrapped up, but the big question, Sarah Spivey, is will we see more overnight, possibly more tomorrow as well?
We will see more passing downpours. Now, I can't guarantee that it's going to rain at your house, but it will rain across parts of the San Antonio metro area. Even overnight, there could be a few isolated showers in San Antonio, and to the south, some rumbles of thunder. And then as we head into the morning commute tomorrow, we could have some slick spots on the road. All right, here's a live look at the radar right now. You can see that low pressure system, it's centered right now over Laredo, the low is. You can see that very clearly. There's that counterclockwise swirl with some heavier bands out just to the east of Corpus Christi in our viewing area near Goliad. But areas like Cotulla, Carrizo Springs getting some light rain at the moment. And even in McMullen County here, we're seeing some heavier rainfall. But the big band right now is moving through Goliad County, in eastern B County, and we're seeing plenty of lightning too with these. Another thing to keep in mind is that we're seeing pretty heavy rain rates with this as well. Anywhere you see these purples, that's a rain rate of up to about 4 to 5 inches an hour. And they're kind of training like a train on the tracks, one car after another. And so for areas south and east of San Antonio, closer to the coastal plain, Goliad County, Karnes County, there could even be a little bit, honestly, of some flooding issues. But here in San Antonio, we'll probably just see a few passing downpours, maybe a rumble of thunder, but I think more than likely just a few isolated showers in the overnight hours. Some folks on the north side got some good rain. The Stone Oak area saw half an inch of radar estimated rainfalls, particularly in a Stone Oak neighborhood right along Evans there. You can see up to half an inch of rainfall. Elsewhere, if you got some rain today and you weren't near Stone Oak, you saw anywhere from about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. And again, that's not much, but it's been such a dry summer that it's nice to see a change here. Near Lavernia, about 1/4 of an inch of rain as well. All right, let's get down to business and let's talk about the day today. We got up to 88 degrees for the high temperature. That's the coolest day we've had since May 25th. So it's been a long time since we've been that cool, and we got about 4/100ths of an inch of rainfall at the airport. So not much rain at the airport. Again, there's that low. And as we head into the futurecast, what you can see is that in the overnight hours, again, south of San Antonio, that's where the heaviest rain could be. We could have 1 or 2 passing showers possible in the overnight hours. Then as we head into the early morning commute, we're going to start to see these outer bands blossom a little bit more. And so that's why west of 281, I think the morning commute could be a little messy in spots. So give yourself some extra time to get to where you need to go tomorrow, taking the kids to school, going to work. You can see that the healthiest rain, the heaviest rain, is going to be across the Winter Garden region, potentially as far north as the Del Rio area tomorrow. And then that low will be well off to the west by tomorrow night, and our rain chances will go with it. So when we are looking at rain chances in the KSAT 12 viewing area, the best area is generally south and east of Highway 90, 70%, 40% up to about 281, and then only isolated around areas east of 281. So for tomorrow morning, waking up 77 degrees, it'll be in the 80s, low 80s, 40% chance for rain through about noon, and then 20 to 30% in the afternoon. So not a great chance for rain in the afternoon, but a passing downpour is possible. High temperature, only 92 tomorrow. So that's some good news there. Taking a look at the forecast over the next few days, we'll rebound close to 100. And then I'm eyeing Thursday and Friday. We're starting to see some signs that we could see another chance for rain Thursday and Friday of this week. So not a bad forecast for August, Tim and Courtney.
I know we've got a ways to go. We've got all of September ahead of us, but I'm hoping maybe we've paid our dues with summer and it's going to wrap up early on us here.
I feel you. Yeah. Me too.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, well, you've been hearing it all week, back to school. But if your student is in need of new tech gear before they start, then keep it here as we'll tell you the best places to buy laptops. Well, back to school shopping can include more than just paper and pencils. Maybe you need a laptop too. Some of them can get pretty pricey. So to help you stretch your dollar, 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has some recommendations to fit most every budget.
If back to class means a new laptop, good news. You don't have to spend a lot to get a good one. For a tight budget, Consumer Reports says thank Chromebook.
They're not the fastest computers out there, but for kind of everyday stuff, browsing the web, editing documents, that type of thing, school work type of stuff, they're totally fine.
Like the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook 2. It's convertible, so you can fold it back and use it as a tablet, too. An even bigger bargain is this 14-inch HP Chromebook. It's anti-reflective and lightweight, making it handy to grab and go. If you need more power and have a few $100 more, Consumer Reports suggests the Microsoft Surface Laptop Go 2 with a 12.4-inch touchscreen.
It's among the fastest in our ratings for things like web browsing and editing text documents.
The Acer Swift 3 is a CR Best Buy. It got excellent scores for portability, performance, and display, and it has a 23-hour battery life. If you've been saving up for a shiny new Mac, CR recommends Apple's 13-inch MacBook Air with the M1 processor. That's right, the older model. Why not the brand new M2?
We're currently testing the M2 MacBook Air, but our early impressions are that it's not a lot faster than the M1 MacBook Air, so it might make sense to get the M1 Air, save a little bit of money, and still get a very good Mac laptop.
Right now is a great time to find a sale on a laptop. And don't forget to ask about those student discounts. Many computer makers and stores offer them. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's face it, the Dallas Cowboys looked really bad in their preseason debut by leading the league in penalties again. With more of what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's check in with our Greg Simmons. A lot of yellow flags.
I had actually written earlier, pathetic, but I thought you'd take too much heat for that, so I pulled back a little bit. And get to know UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor and his wife Carrie tonight, away from the football field, and Larry Ramirez's exclusive interview coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
Penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down, Dallas.
Our referee there, Alex Kemp, he's going to have a sore throat by the end of the night, Bill.
The Dallas Cowboys pick up right where they left off, leading the league in penalties on opening weekend of the NFL preseason and their loss to the Broncos in Denver. Just how many times were the Cowboys penalized and what rookie got hit twice? We'll show you.
And with 25 seconds to go, the Texans take the lead.
#1 quarterback Davis Mills starts for the Houston Texans, but he wasn't the guy who stole the show in the Texans win over the New Orleans Saints to kick off their preseason.
So I told you I was kind of mischievous back in the day. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but
all right, get to know the Trailers tonight. Jeff and Carrie Traylor and Larry Ramirez's exclusive in-house interview. It's part 1 of the more personal side of the successful UTSA head football coach in just 2 seasons at the helm and about to start his 3rd. All that plus San Antonio FC continues their most successful regular season today, coming off a big win against Las Vegas. And how will the UTSA Roadrunners football team finish this season tonight? You decide. Instant replay is live and is right after the night beat.
Well, the Cowboys will be busy fixing things tomorrow.
Now, they've been busy since last year fixing things. We'll see how that works out.
All right, Greg, we'll see you again a little bit later. Sure. Still to come on the Night Beat, the San Antonio Spurs logo is simple but iconic. Meet the artist behind the design and find out what inspired the look.
And check out this cave. Would you believe me if I told you this is underneath a house located right here in San Antonio? I'll take you on a tour.
I believe everything Courtney tells me. The FBI search of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate is still making headlines, and now the FBI is working against an increase in threats. We'll explain it all after the break.
Well, there are growing calls from Democrats for an intelligence review in the wake of the FBI raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home.
Today, Congressman Adam Schiff said he and other leaders are still waiting for a response from intelligence officials to their requests for a damage assessment.
ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi explains.
Amid concerns over the security implications of highly classified intelligence that was found at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, Democratic lawmakers have asked the Director of National Intelligence to do a damage assessment. On Monday, the FBI seized 11 sets of classified documents from the former president's residence, including one set marked Top Secret SCI, a classification reserved for some of the nation's most sensitive intelligence. House Intelligence Chair Adam Schiff telling CBS,
some of those documents were marked top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. That is among the highest designation in terms of the extremely grave damage to national security that could be done if it were disclosed.
The search warrant and accompanying documents made public by a federal judge on Friday reveal FBI agents were looking for evidence of 3 potential crimes, including obstruction of justice and violations of the Espionage Act. Former President Trump has not been charged. Through a spokesperson, he claimed the files were declassified, adding the investigation is politically motivated.
From the intelligence community's point of view, they want to know whether any of the material removed from the White House and brought to former President Trump's house has been compromised in any way. And then the FBI is working to determine who removed it and whether that constituted a crime.
Immediately after the search and before the details of the warrant were unsealed, many Republicans were quick to criticize the Justice Department.
This is Gestapo crap, and it will not stand.
The FBI and Department of Homeland Security say they're increasingly worried about threats aimed at law enforcement. Experts speculating the man who stormed an FBI building in Ohio last week may have been motivated by the finger pointing in Washington.
There is no doubt that what happened at Mar-a-Lago this week, and really not the action itself of a search warrant being executed, but the way Trump framed it, the way Republican officials framed it, that was a trigger for him.
And on Saturday, a small group of Trump supporters, some of them armed, gathered outside the FBI office in Phoenix. Mona Kosar-Abdi, ABC News, New York.
Well, a man shot and killed himself after crashing into a U.S. Capitol barricade and firing a gun into the air. No one else was hurt at the scene today. The car burst into flames after hitting the barrier. It's unclear, though, how that fire started. U.S. Capitol Police Chief Tom Menger says the suspect was a 29-year-old man from Delaware who had a criminal history going back 10 years. Police are now looking through security video to determine a possible motive. Police also say it does not appear the man was targeting any members of Congress.
Tonight, a tragic update out of Egypt. Authorities there confirming 41 people, including 18 children, have died in a fire there at a church this morning. 14 others were injured, including 4 policemen trying to rescue those churchgoers. Witnesses say they watched as people jumped from the upper floors of the church just to escape those flames. At this point, investigators still trying to figure out what caused that fire.
Well, when you look at a home, things like curb appeal, the kitchen and the bathroom can seal the deal. But what about the space under the property?
Let's take a look.
Oh.
We're not talking about a basement here, obviously. One San Antonio property has gained national attention because of this cave that comes with it. The Night Team's Patty Santos gives us a tour.
Now this is all limestone at the top.
Denise Schubert loves giving tours of her very own cave.
There's a hole up here that goes all the way to the ground level.
They made the discovery while clearing the property.
My husband noticed that there was just a little bitty hole. It was about this big, and there was air coming out of the hole, and the weeds were just blowing like this.
Struck by curiosity, Schubert and her husband kept digging and picking away.
It's hard work digging up a cave, I'll tell you that.
But curiosity and tenacity paid off.
They're little sea fossils.
Archaeologists found 3 rooms filled with flowstone, mineral rocks, a parachute shield, and many other unique features.
Our cave is unique because the roof is slanted, and that's unusual for a Texas cave, but it came as a result of the Balcones fault line and the fault line activity that caused our cave and also Natural Bridge Caverns.
And archaeologists tell her there's more underneath.
We have an Edwards Aquifer cave, and the rooms get bigger as you go down. They're vertical rooms. He said that the room below our big room is probably 2 to 3 times the size of the room, our biggest room, which is about 28 by 30.
The home with a backyard cave is about a half a mile away from Natural Bridge Caverns.
I started off, do you like Natural Bridge Caverns? If you do, how about having your own in your own backyard?
Realtor Lori Largent says the sale of the 4-bedroom, 3-bath house over about 2.5 acres is currently pending, but since word spread about it,
my phone has been inundated with calls every day since then, emails, people wanting to see the house.
Schubert glows with excitement as she walks visitors through the house and cave. She hopes the next owner sees it as priceless.
Because we wanted people to be able to understand and see the cave and appreciate the cave for all it's worth. And so I just want somebody that will love the cave like we love the cave.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Johnson & Johnson is planning to stop selling talc-based baby powder around the world in 2023. The company says it will update its formula so the powder is made with cornstarch instead. Johnson & Johnson has maintained its product is safe, but it has also been at the center of lawsuits for years now. Thousands of women who got ovarian cancer after using the regular talcum powder have sued the company. Johnson & Johnson's talc-based baby powder hasn't been sold here in the United States or Canada since 2020.
Workers at a Trader Joe's in Minneapolis have voted to unionize. The store becomes the second in the company's supermarket chain of 500 to do so, following the lead of a Massachusetts store just last month. Workers there will join Trader Joe's United, the same independent union chosen by the Massachusetts employees. The company says it will now begin discussions with union representatives on a collective bargaining contract. Some workers are unhappy with pay and benefits.
Making headlines, 1/3 of the food we eat is at risk because the climate crisis is endangering butterflies and bees. International scientists recently announced the monarch butterfly is dangerously close to extinction. Some wildlife experts say losing pollinators, including butterflies, would affect about 30% of our food supply. Scientists say you can help pollinators rebound by planting gardens with native wildlife and using less pesticide and chemicals around your home. I've been trying all summer long to keep my milkweed alive, so
my goodness,
have those monarchs stop by on their way back home.
Good on you, Tim. I always like when you do those monarch stories with the caterpillars. Now, did you get any rain today?
I did not today, but I did get some on Thursday. Had about a 1/4 inch, so I'm not complaining.
All right,
hopefully everybody got a little bit of
Courtney did, right?
Yeah.
And I got a little too, so I'm not complaining either. 88 was the high temperature today. Officially at the airport, only 4/100ths of an inch of rain. That's a pretty low high. 88, not only is it below average, we haven't been that cool since May. Looking at the radar right now, we do have one band of heavier rain moving through Karnes County and Goliad County. Tomorrow for the morning commute, a few downpours are possible, so plan accordingly. 40% chance in the morning, only 20 to 30% in the afternoon. I'll give you all those details and a closer look at the radar coming up.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, the ensemble cast of Bullet Train is bringing people to the movies, but was it enough to keep the top spot? Find out in this week's box office results.
And it's a logo seen everywhere here in San Antonio, the Spurs logo. But do you know the story behind its creation? Well, we're going to tell you all about it and introduce you to the artist right after this. The Spurs logo is one of the most recognized pro sports logos across the country, but do you know how it was created?
We're going to find out. RJ Marquez met with the 93-year-old local artist credited with creating a logo synonymous with sports in South Texas.
It's an iconic symbol representing San Antonio, but 50 years ago, the artist behind the Spurs logo said it was just another day at the office.
New company that we just took on. It's called the Spurs. And so I didn't know anything about it.
In 1973, Finis Collins worked for a local advertising agency named the Pitluck Group. That's when Red McCombs and other investors brought the Spurs to San Antonio.
The only thing that they wanted was some way to show the spur as part of the symbol.
Collins got to work, and 2 days later came up with 3 designs.
I just ran down to the Whitty Museum, looked at all the spurs they got on exhibit. Anyway, that's it.
So this is your design?
This is my design. You'll notice that the little nibs here.
Collins also drew the original black and gray lettering by hand, creating a 3D look for the team name.
Well, this is just right for them. They had a meeting the next day. They approved it. They didn't change anything.
The original Spurs logo was created and then approved by Red McCombs in just 4 days. Now the lettering and the points at the bottom of the spur have changed over time, but one thing that has stayed the same is the spur has always been the U right in the middle of the team name.
It takes usually a lot of grinding and a lot of work, but in this case it just went flying through, bang, bang, bang.
And Collins also designed the original logos for La Quinta Hotels and Market Square, but his Spurs logo has stood the test of time.
Now, I don't want to take any credit at all from anybody else because Red McCombs, he named it. All I did is do an piece of artwork that said, this is the Spurs.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Didn't know where we were in the show.
We're going to talk about rain now, Tim.
We are.
Are you ready?
It's all about the weather.
Hey, Sarah, it rained.
Hey, it did in spots. But we've actually got some healthier rain to the south of San Antonio right now. You can see that area of low pressure. It's centered right down near Laredo. But one of these tropical bands is really starting to push into Goliad County, Karnes County, Karnes City. A lot of ranch land, a lot of farmland out here, getting some good soaking rains here. These are heavier bands of rain too, just a few flashes of lightning with this. And when I calculate the motion of this, it's moving to the north into the northwest at about 20 miles per hour, each individual band 20 to 25 miles per hour. You'll notice that as these heavier bands move north closer to San Antonio, they weaken quite a bit, and that's going to be the trend here. But overnight we could have 1 or 2, isolated downpours around San Antonio, helping you sleep in the night. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to track this up to the north and to the northwest at about 25 miles per hour. So if this were to hold on, and it may weaken quite a bit, it could make it to Poth by about 11:15. It could make it to parts of Wilson County, again closer to about 11:15 is the best estimate there. Otherwise, we're seeing some light rain near Pearsall, Cotulla, and in southern Atascosa, just south of Pleasanton, Jourdanton. You'll see some light rain in the overnight hours as well, but most of the heavier bands will be confined to that coastal plain. All right, take a look at highs today. As I mentioned earlier, we were at 88 degrees in San Antonio. You could really spot where the rain was by just looking at the highs. It was only 77 for the high in Beeville, 79 in Corpus Christi, but it got up to 103 out in Del Rio because there wasn't much rain out there. Again, here's that low. It's very visible. You can see it. You can, in that counterclockwise fashion. It's going to continue to bring us the opportunity for a few tropical downpours through about lunch tomorrow for the most part. So as we take a look at the high-res futurecast, again, 1 or 2 bands of isolated rain possible near San Antonio in the overnight hours. Then as we head into the early morning hours, this is a snapshot at 5 a.m. You can see there could be still some few downpours around San Antonio. Then as we head into the morning commute west of 281, there is a chance for some rain. So it could be messy in the morning for that morning commute. It's been so dry that those roads become slick pretty easily. So keep that in mind. Again, this is a look at 9 a.m. Heavier rains will be across across the Winter Garden region, but 1 or 2 bands are possible around San Antonio. Then into the afternoon, an isolated shower storm is possible. Chance for rain then is only about 20 to 30%. And by the late evening on Monday, that low will be off to the west and we'll be done with our rain chances for at least a couple of days. Rainfall potential, not much east of 281, not too much either west of 281, about a quarter to half an inch of rainfall, but slightly better chances there west of 281. Then across the Winter Garden region, half an inch to an inch of rain, and then some lucky spots further on down south will see up to 3 inches of rainfall. Your 12-hour forecast, 40% chance in the early morning hours. So again, that morning commute could be messy in places. We'll be near 80 degrees by 10 o'clock. Then as we head into the afternoon, still isolated rain is possible, but there will be more gaps in between those showers, and we'll see plenty of clouds, and so our high temperature should only be 92 for your Monday. Again, looking at highs, it's going to be cooler off to the west with more rain, only in the 80s out near Del Rio, Uvalde, Carrizo Springs, Eagle Pass, in the low 90s around San Antonio, but again, that is still cooler than seasonably average. It is, however, going to be very, very humid tomorrow. Tropical air mass staying in place all day long, dew points in the 70s, oppressively humid for your Monday. So even if you don't see the rain, you'll get the humidity. Looking ahead to the week, we'll be closer to 100 over the week, but I think there's some signs that Thursday, Friday could bring us another opportunity for rain as well. So August has been pretty nice compared to this last July.
And we've tied the record. We haven't
We are just shy of the record. So we've had 58 100-degree days. 2009 had 59.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
So we could very well get there.
Hey, I'd be all right if we didn't break it.
I mean, hey, me too.
But we put all the work
into it. Already made it this far.
All right, we're told wrap. All right, a movie which ruled the box office earlier this summer flew back in to the top 5 this weekend. We'll have a look at the box office results next.
Jordan Peele's Nope noped out of the top 3, landing in 5th place this weekend on ticket sales of $5.3 million. Thor: Love and Thunder finished 4th, just barely ahead of Nope, with $5.31 million. Thanks to a fan appreciation event and an increased theater count, Top Gun: Maverick soared back into 3rd, up from 6th place with $7.15 million. Like a dog with its favorite chew toy, DC League of Super Pets didn't let go of 2nd place this weekend with $7.2 million. Brad Pitt's Bullet Train did not slow down in its 2nd weekend in theaters, holding on to 1st place with $13.4 million, bringing its 2-week domestic total to $54.5 million. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
San Antonio FC sets a new club record with their latest victory.
And it is less than 2 weeks away. We're talking about the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022. And tonight we'll get you ready for the kickoff in the Alamo Dome with a preview of Game 2 of our triple header. With more on what's an instant replay tonight, let's head to Greg Simmons.
That's hard to say, isn't it?
It is.
It is. You got to think about it, don't you?
Did I nail it?
You nailed it.
Oh, yes.
Way to go. And the high school volleyball season is already underway with the first of the newest high school in San Antonio coming up tonight on a brand new edition of Instant Replay.
And drives one in from a sharp angle into the back of the net. What a strike from Nicky Hernandez.
San Antonio FC sets a new club record in their latest victory against Las Vegas, and doing so scored another shutout. We'll show you how they did it. And a play of the week, it's hard to believe, and it's never been done in Major League Baseball, but it's now happened again in Minor League Baseball.
So I feel like it's going to be a lot of excitement, and we like the middle game, so I feel like everybody's going to be there.
It's nothing too different from last year. There's a lot of new players, so it's going to take some time getting used to, but I think the first game on TV is going to be exciting for them too.
All right, the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022, presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers, is just around the corner on August the 27th in the Alamo Dome. We'll help get you ready with a preview of Game 2 of our triple header between the Judson Rockets and the Johnson Jaguars. And volleyball season already underway in a first for the newest high school in San Antonio, Sotomayor. All that plus Larry Ramirez with an exclusive interview with Jeff and Carrie Treeler. Get to know the more personal side of the couple before UTSA's football season kicks off. And the Houston Astros host a Uvalde Strong Day for the residents of the Texas town struck by tragedy. Instant Replay is live, and it is next.
It's good to see you back here live and in person. I was wishing you maybe brought us a mascot like a sea lion or something.
I gave it a shot. They didn't want to come. They like their atmosphere out there a little bit better.
A little cooler out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
We'll forgive them. We'll be right back. All right, take a look. This is no real cat you're seeing, but instead a robotic cat named Lisa. When Linda Williams lost her real cat, her caretaker stepped up and found a solution, a robotic cat. Linda says she loves companionship and loves having something low maintenance to care for.
Creepy, but okay. That's all of our time. Thanks for watching. An all-new Instant Replay starts right now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of Instant Replay. In a moment, Larry Ramirez's exclusive interview with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor and his wife Carrie about everything but football. It's a chance for you to get to meet the city's new power couple and give you a look at their more personal side before his third season kicks off in less than 3 weeks. But first, it's time to go camping with KSAT.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
At this rate, Mike McCarthy may not make it out of the preseason as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. His team looked at best undisciplined last night in their preseason opener against the Broncos in Denver. 17 penalties, leading the league in yellow flags in the first week of the exhibition season, picking up where they left off last year, leading the league in penalties. The average, by the way, was 6.5 penalties per team per game this weekend, so you can see just how bad the Cowboys were against the Broncos. Tyler Smith had a holding problem in college, continues in the pros. A rookie who is expected to start at left guard was whistled twice for holding. The most frustrating penalty came on this field goal attempt by the Broncos that was missed, only to give Denver's Brandon McManus a second chance after Kelvin Joseph jumped off sides on special teams. McCarthy downplayed the penalties after the 17-7 loss.
This is really the starting point that you go through every year. So this is preseason. I don't think this has anything to do with last year. I mean, obviously, you guys get to write what you want, but it's a starting point. Yeah, I didn't like the number of penalties. Made it clear. I talked about it at halftime.
We're still just learning. This is the first preseason game. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that we honed in on. Physicality was definitely a big focus for me from the onset. I talked to Tyron, I talked to Zach about it. They said it's just little idiosyncrasies you got to understand when it comes to the NFL and run game and stuff like that. So I'm definitely still learning. We're getting better every day. I'll definitely improve.
But keep in mind, they only have 3 preseason games this year. Then week 2 will be the Cowboys at the Chargers. It'll be Saturday at 9 p.m. in SoFi Stadium. Meantime, the Houston Texans scored a win at home when they hosted the New Orleans Saints in their preseason opener for the rebuilding team. The only way to go is up after back-to-back 4-win seasons and a new head coach in Lovie Smith. Davis Mills did start at quarterback. No scoring drives. He went 3 for 3, 14 yards. Of Kyle Allen in COVID protocol. Backup Jeff Driscoll took it the rest of the way. He had 2 touchdown passes in the night. The first to Jalen Camp in the first half, and then the second, the game winner, was to Johnny Johnson III as Houston wins 17-13. It was also exciting to see rookie running back Dameon Pierce in action as he was able to shed a tackle to pick up 20 yards on his first carry, giving Texans fans some hope they have a running back and maybe a 1,000-yard rusher for the first time since 2019.
Jeff's our third-team quarterback. Whenever your third-team quarterback can come in and keep running offense, I know early on we weren't moving an awful lot, but he just kept plugging away. I like some of the things that he was able to do. Dameon Pierce definitely caught my and everybody's eye that was watching him, and that's what we've seen in training camp also. He's a good football player.
Playing quarterback in this league, there's only one starter. I've been around long enough to where I've had to come off the bench. And that's just part of being a quarterback, is being prepared and ready to go no matter the situation, and coming in and playing well.
All right, week 2 in the NFL preseason for the Texans will be against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Rams, Friday at 9 in SoFi Stadium.
Normally, when we interview UTSA football head coach Jeff Traylor, it's about his football team, of course, their opponent, etc. He throws out a Jeffism or two, and we call it a day. Now, entering his third season with the Roadrunners, we wanted to do something different, more on a personal level, by getting to know Coach and his wife, Carrie. We asked, and they agreed. So we sat down at the Traylor's house to talk about them a little bit, just to pull back the curtains a bit for the UTSA fans. First up tonight, how did they meet?
My roommate was the head lifeguard at Stephen F. Austin State University. And he came home one day and he said, I've got a lifeguard working for me. I'm telling you, she's going to be your wife. Like, she's exactly what you're looking for. Talked about how hot she was, and she was wanted to be a school teacher. And I said, well, I got to meet her. So I went up there, and she was as advertised. So I'm like, hey, Dave, you got to get me hired. I mean, we got to figure this out. So I told you I was kind of mischievous back in the day. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying this, but back then we got his certificate and we whited out like his name. We used to have white out back in the day. People wrote my name in, copied it. He hired me, and I did get certified. But for a while, I sat up in that stand. So if the Stephen F. Austin department sees this, it could be trouble. But it was worth it. We dated for a couple of years and now been married for 31 years.
Yeah. Carrie, do you remember what were your first impressions of Coach when you met him way back then?
I think we were like, we were friends first, but we were, just kind of, I think I just looked at it as like, well, this is just somebody that I'm friends with for a little while. I never would have imagined that it would have turned into all the years and everything that it has now. Probably because of the sports thing, quite honestly, because he always knew what he wanted to do. He was born that way. So I think that was just, I was just having a good time at the time, and one thing led to another. So you were older than me a little bit.
Yeah, I went and coached a year at Big Sandy. She still had to finish up. So that time apart, we kind of figured out some stuff, during that time, and got married in July of '91. And marriage is hard. And, marriage is not easy, and we didn't know what we were doing. We were very young. I was 23, she was 22, and our children would tell you that we have been through a great marriage, but it's hard when you're a coach and a coach's wife and you're raising 3 children.
Sure.
And we're both drastically different, and it's been a commitment, from both of us that we're both very grateful, or I know I am grateful that we have persevered 31 years.
Yeah.
There was something we're very proud of now.
Sure.
Because when you're going through that, you're just trying to hold on. When you take your first job and your oldest son's 6, your next one's 3, your baby girl's just born, we have no money, moving to Gilmer, back to my hometown, she's from Houston. You can imagine all the things that were stacked against us, but we're just 2 pretty stubborn people, so we hung in there together.
And we've always communicated pretty well, so even when you're fighting, at least you're talking, right?
Sure. Sure. Do you remember when he first asked you on a date, or even perhaps to be my girlfriend? Can you recall that, what it was like? How'd it go? Was he nervous? Was he just like, hey, I want to take you out?
I remember what our first date was. We had gone to eat, and I think we went to a movie.
Rita's. We saw a movie called Colors.
That's how long ago that was. I don't know.
Yeah, we went straight. We got real quick.
Oh, that is real quick.
No rom-coms.
Yeah, no.
I'm straight from East Texas.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have a catch then, because she stayed with you after watching Colors.
No doubt. We're definitely, I think I shocked her more than anything else. I think she was like, there's no way this guy's really like this.
No rom-coms. Next Sunday in part 2 of our sit down with the Trailers, you'll see Coach like you've never seen him before. He became emotional when talking about their 3 kids and Carrie being the foundation of the family for so many years while he was doing what he loves, coaching. That's next Sunday on Instant Replay.
All right. Thanks a lot, Larry. Time now for tonight's Instant Replay poll question. How will the UTSA Roadrunners football team finish this season? Will they repeat as Conference USA champions, 12 wins or more, 10 wins or more, 9 or less wins? Vote now. We'll have the results at the end of the broadcast tonight. We have much more on this edition of Instant Replay up next.
Just finding a way to take a strike.
Oh, that's a giveaway there, and 4 with a one-handed stab in the air.
Wow, San Antonio FC's amazing season continues with a big 2-0 win over Las Vegas. What club record did they set with the victory? The KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 is right around the corner. We'll get you ready for the triple header with a look at the Judson and Johnson matchup. And the high school volleyball season has already begun with one of the newest schools in the area getting a big first win. Should the Cowboys' penalty problems be of grave concern this early in the preseason? The sports guys decide, and the Houston Astros host Uvalde Strong Day at Minute Maid Park when Instant Replay continues live next.